Hello there, meteorologist Tony Barlow here. Just wanted to give you a quick update, check in and talk about what we can expect this week, because it does look like we're going to be seeing some interesting conditions this week. Certainly a few things we're going to want to keep an eye on weather-wise this week. The most notable thing I think is probably heavy rainfall. And talking about that, we've had severe weather threats over the past couple of days, and we'll have another pretty significant threat for tomorrow, severe weather-wise. But for the widespread area, heavy rain is by far going to be the bigger issue here, because it does look like we have the potential to see some very heavy rainfall on areas that are already very, very saturated. And what that's going to lead to, of course, is the potential for some flash flooding. So we're going to need to watch things very closely across the area, and the weather is going to be kind of the big deal over the next couple of days, I think, as far as this rainfall is concerned. Let's get right to the maps. I do want to show you a couple of things here. Let's zoom in a little bit on this map so we can see exactly what I'm talking about here. So this is South Dakota, and what we're going to be seeing, the situation setting it up, is an area of low pressure is going to be moving into South Dakota over the next 24, 36 hours, even 48 hours, and it's going to stick around. It's a very slow-moving system. Now, what this is the HPC, the federal government runs this organization and puts out kind of a weather model as far as where they think precipitation is going to line up. What you see here is precipitation in inches through next week. So this is from tonight, which is Sunday, through Friday of next week, and really the bulk of this moisture is going to fall Sunday night, Monday, and Tuesday, lingering into Wednesday in eastern South Dakota. So right through central South Dakota is where we have 3 to 3.5 inches of rain potentially. We also continue with very heavy precipitation totals, 2 to 3 inches all across northeastern South Dakota. As you get closer to where the area of low pressure is going to pass through, which is right, it'll probably pass right through southeastern South Dakota like this. The precipitation total is not quite as high. We'll likely see more breaks in the precip as we're closer to the area of low pressure. It's on the northwest side where we typically see the heaviest precipitation. Kind of an interesting scenario here, because this is just exactly what we would look for in, say, November or December for our first big snow event of the year. An area of low pressure just like this, and this would be snow as opposed to rain. So that's what makes this all kind of interesting. Very abnormal type of weather pattern for this type of year. This is, again, a model output, so likely these numbers aren't going to be right on. The placement likely will be a little bit different as well, but as far as a best guess, it looks like just about everyone will have the potential to see an inch or two of precipitation, and the heaviest through central and northeastern South Dakota, probably 2 to 4 inches of rainfall will be possible over the next 2 or 3 days. So obviously a big concern there. Let's turn our attention then to severe weather threat, and this is our severe weather threat for Monday. One thing to mention here, this is Sunday about 5 o'clock. As we get through the next couple of days, things are going to change, and the severe weather outlook is going to change as well. So just stay tuned to KELO TV over the next couple of days and to stay up to date on the situation. So as of Sunday evening, we do have a moderate risk of severe weather in the southeast, a slight risk up into about the Watertown area, backed out towards the Winter area. Moderate risk means a pretty good chance of some pretty strong thunderstorms, and with the scenario setting up, a tornado risk will be there as well. So we'll need to watch that very closely. The one thing I've been kind of keeping an eye on, and we're going to switch to a weather model here, is the track of this area of low pressure. Today, Sunday, we had a severe weather threat in the south, in south-central South Dakota, but some showers, some clouds hung around and really limited the threat. So that's the one thing we'll watch for tomorrow. If we clear those skies out in southeastern South Dakota, northwest Iowa, northeast Nebraska, get a lot of sunshine, really warm things up, the severe weather threat is going to be more significant. If we stay more cloudy, more rainy, we'll likely see that limited or at least pushed into other areas. So this is the NAM model, NAM, and we're going to run through this. This is into early Monday morning. What you see here is some precip hanging around. Here's our area of low pressure that we're watching. It's going to track on through. It's going to have a warm front attached to it, and that warm front is what's going to likely be the spark for those showers and thunderstorms. So here's noon, and notice the concern. We're still socked in here, it looks like, with moisture across portions of southeast South Dakota, southwest Minnesota, northwestern Iowa. The clearing is down here near Omaha, so that's a little bit farther south. As we continue through time, this is 0Z, so this would be right around 7 o'clock. And same story, we're still socked in with moisture and clouds in southeast South Dakota and northwestern Iowa. The area of low pressure then continues to move northward, and we see some storm spark on the warm front here as we get into the overnight. So That's the concern. It's what we call a conditional risk. It's certainly not a sure thing, as many things in weather are not a sure thing. I did want to mention one other thing here. I'm going to bring up the South Dakota map. We do have a flash flood watch in effect for a number of counties through central parts of South Dakota. You can see Dupree, Pierre, Kadoka, White River all involved in that. Let's move over a little bit farther east. You can see Chamberlain to Lake Andes also involved in that. And as we go north to the Aberdeen office, you can see Mobridge, Miller, all included in this flash flood watch. So that's where we'll likely see the heaviest precipitation. All right, so that's the latest. Again, this is Sunday night. Things are subject to change, as they often do in weather, so just stay tuned to the morning show tomorrow, midday tomorrow. We'll have all the updates for you there. If the situation warrants, we'll have storm chasers in the field Monday afternoon and Monday evening to keep an eye on the situation. Of course, have all the coverage for you on KELOLAND TV as well. So that's the latest from the Storm Center. Thanks for tuning in. Keep an eye on KELOLAND.com and KELOLAND TV on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the latest.